when I was driving in, there's a rock and there's like a crack configuration, and it looks exactly like a vagina. Just a rock with just a big old vagina in the middle.
Petrified pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was like, I should take a picture of that, but then I was like, no, I'm not 15.
We took a mental
Can you imagine
picture.
what our lives would be like if we had? Oh yeah, I'm gonna spank the fuck off to that later. Fuck that rock.
Okay,
Fuck that rock.
I'm gonna fuck the shit out of that pussy rock.
Petrified
so
pussy.
Josh, have you ever actually listened to one of the podcasts before?
By the way, we'll have this. This is gonna start right now, right?
Oh, we've started.
Oh, good.
We
All
got
right.
the fuck the rock comment.
Great. That's fantastic.
Hey, you wanted your podcast voice
That's
out
true.
there, right?
Yeah, I did. I guess that's
now
it.
it's gonna begin with "fuck that rock."
Okay, cool.
So yeah, welcome to the Horror Show podcast. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm producer Dave.
And I'm Josh Staman.
That's right, guys. We have another new voice on the podcast this week, and it's new to you, but old to us. Wow, we totally did not.
Wow.
That's how in sync. That's what you get when you
Welcome to the podcast.
hang out with someone
You
since
guys are
you're 3
podcast
years
cycling.
old.
That's great.
Yeah, we are.
You're synced
indeed.
up.
It happens.
Man.
Our flows match. So yeah.
That is some hacky shit.
Hey,
That is some hacky
Hey.
shit right there.
this is old school. We're going
yeah,
way
that's-
back.
yeah.
Exactly. So
1998 coming at you.
that's our
7:30 in the
St.
AM.
I was
Yeah.
18 then, but
Yeah.
don't guess my age. So anyway, that's right, guys. Josh
36.
is someone.
36.
Good work. Good
36.
work.
That wasn't a guess.
He's 36.
So technically,
He's 36 years old.
You know what?
That's closer to 40 than 30.
You know what?
If you think about it, it's closer to 40 than 30. If you
Well,
don't think about it, it still is. 'cause it's
mathematically-
fucking obvious.
mathematically.
But yeah, only mathematically.
yeah, only mathematically.
Okay. All right. Here we
We're
go.
all still
50
young
to
in our
20.
Here we
hearts.
go. It's going to be that kind of podcast.
Closer to 50
okay.
than 20.
Okay. Here we go. That kind of podcast.
Okay, now you're depressing me, sir. I mean,
all
you
right.
can't be that much younger than us.
I didn't think it was gonna.
No, I'm down to keep the train going.
I'm gonna put in some cracking sound effects right there because I'm actually not. I don't do that much post production on these.
That's good. I would hope not. I think it's. Oh, so far it's moving smoothly.
Smoothly, absolutely.
Not much needed.
So Josh is a friend of ours for a very, very long time, since high school, and that is when I first met him, and by proxy Dave met him, because I hung out with Josh quite a bit, and we hung out on what was deemed Nerd Hill quite often, setting the stage.
Nerds.
But anyway, I
was
was
a terrible
I was a
place in the history
floater.
of
I
that
did
school.
not take up residence on Nerd Hill. I merely visited Nerd Hill. But anyway,
You were there to complete quests and stuff,
I
right?
was indeed. I would collect.
You put in your time.
pretty much. No, but anyway, so Josh is an old friend of ours, and he has not yet.
What, I don't get a
graced us
chance to
with
defend
his
my
presence.
residence on Nerd Hill?
Nope, absolutely not.
All right, fine.
So he has
I was more of a
never had a
temp.
chance to be on the podcast. Forever Temp, I think is what they're called.
The Forever Temp.
He's never been on the podcast mainly because he is out living the dream in LA, doing the writing thing on a bunch of different projects here and there, lending his services where he deems worthy. And he is a fun guy that has not made it back to Phoenix that often. So once he dropped in, I decided to tie him to a chair and sit him down and do a podcast that he's been dying to do for so very long.
So welcome, Josh.
Welcome, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Occasionally, I'm going to do my fresh air voice. Where I'm like, that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting
Oh, is it going to be your NPR
Fine,
thing?
but-
Yeah.
Today we sit down with old friend of ours, Josh Staman, and I think
Josh,
what we need to do
Actually,
is...
I have a question for Josh.
Do you have a question?
Wait, can I just ask? Can I just ask?
Hang on, just before...
Thank you for this root beer.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. It did not belong to your dad, though, just so you know.
Okay.
Okay.
So would you say it's not your dad's root beer?
Close.
Okay.
Very close.
Okay.
Very close.
Not
Probably
your father's
your-
root beer.
No,
I missed it. Oh, I missed it. I'm so sorry.
Off to
This
off to
shows
a-
this shows a laugh riot.
That is off to a screaming start with the humor
As
of
they say,
Josh Staman.
we should tone it down.
Josh. Okay. Well, let me just get us.
Usually what we do with these episodes is we do the horror history of our guests. So I don't know if that's what Dave's going to segue into or not, but I am going to leave it to him because I trust him and he is one of my, if not my closest friend.
And let me just say, your trust is founded because
I want to hear your answer. Question. Why is his trust founded?
I would like an explanation.
Why?
It's found.
It's found.
It's found. To be truthful,
it's there. Your trust is on the floor over there.
Yes, it's plain to see.
Yeah,
you can find it.
It is indeed a fact that every time David and I are in the same presence, I hide my trust, and he has to find it somewhere around the house.
Hide and trust.
I'm starting to figure out the audience for this podcast. It's good. I'm really getting a tangible view of the market.
7 people who know us.
Of the 7 people who know us and drunkards under a bridge somewhere.
Okay. Under a bridge.
I didn't know we were
down
under
by
a
river, possibly.
You live in a van.
Let's go back, Josh.
Nobody gets that reference anymore. Do you realize that?
I want to go back, Josh.
Do you fucking realize that millennials have no idea?
Can we get away
from
the age thing, old man?
Sure. All right. All right, older man. We can do that. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, shit. I opened that can of worms right in my face.
Let's go back, Josh. Back to when you first started watching movies. You were probably young, I'm assuming.
You're doing so good.
Do you remember what was your first scary movie?
Oh, no.
That frightened you? Not necessarily a horror movie, but just a movie that in general...
And then horror movie, because that's usually what we go with.
Made you wee a little.
But yes, if you did wee a little when...
I mean, to me, Never
when
Ending
Scar
Story...
threw Mufasa off of the cliff.
Labyrinth?
That did it.
Labyrinth was a good one. No.
Legend scared me as a child.
Dark Crystal was freaky. The Skeksis were frightening.
Oh, I know. For a moment, I was going to be like, I have no fucking idea. Because I don't really watch horror movies, but Outbreak freaked me out.
Okay.
I have 2 of these. Outbreak freaked me out because viruses... 95? Yeah.
Nice.
There's like this montage of... This was 95 and, you know...
we just established that.
Yep.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Sure, 95.
Dustin Hoffman, sure.
But like...
I think it was 1995, though.
Possibly. But like, no, there was this fear of like... there was a fear of AIDS and there was this...
Sure.
And I think...
Ebola.
Yeah, Ebola was going around. So there was this montage...
Say it with the African accent.
What the hell,
Ebola.
That's correct pronunciation.
Correct pronunciation.
You could be an expert in Outbreak.
That's the truth.
But no, there's this montage of like everybody getting the virus in America.
Right.
And it's fucking terrifying. They actually show like people just succumbing to this virus really quickly.
Was that the montage that began with the man in the theater sneezing?
Yeah,
and
everyone
the little snot particles through the air
as everyone's laughing.
As someone
at
inhales
presumably a shitty movie.
Oh my god!
And then they die.
The book
had to be a Martin
scary,
Lawrence
too.
movie, right?
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence movie.
Had to be.
Right.
No. It was Sam
Streak?
Jackson.
It was Blue Streak.
Sam Jackson, Dustin Hoffman.
No way. Blue Streak was one of his better ones. I think it was Big Mama's House 3 that they were watching.
It must have been that.
Mm-hmm.
It must have been that.
Okay.
So that freaked me out.
What was it that freaked you out?
That's pretty early. That's
That was pretty
early.
Was
that,
no,
95?
95.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. No, what freaked me out is...
grade.
So the thing about
Freshman
horror
year?
movies that I've never really...
Yeah, that would be about 8th grade. Right?
Do you want answers?
Yeah, 95.
Why am I... Okay.
Who are the hosts here?
I know, right? That's
Excuse
true.
me.
I apologize.
Please continue.
I apologize. I will follow
Excuse me.
the
Excuse
clear
me.
line of
Excuse me.
questioning
Excuse me.
that's being laid out here.
Please continue.
Okay. The thing I think that was scary to me about the virus was like just the movie in general. The virus and Outbreak was it's hard in a horror movie to scare me because I don't find the threat that intimidating, sort of. But like a virus that 100% kills you is like, well, that's pretty intimidating. That's a scary thing.
That kills a huge percentage of people that. And was it 100% lethal or was it not like 95? I couldn't remember because again, something that was even let's give it 85% lethal. If it's 85% lethal or above, that is one of the most frightening things you can possibly imagine, especially considering the way you go is essentially from bleeding out of all of your orifices. Yeah, is it
orify?
Orify
is funnier.
No, it's liquefy from the inside to the out.
Well, like, and the only way to cure it was like we have to go to Africa and find one monkey.
So
it's like, all right, great.
Good luck.
Cool.
Welcome.
Got
good
it.
luck. Welcome to
Let's send
Ebola.
Dustin Hoffman on it.
So let me ask then.
I thought they had to find the first.
It was,
infected-
but it
It was
was
Patient
in
Zero.
Monkey.
It was Monkey Zero.
Yeah,
they
it was
needed.
Monkey Zero.
That's
Why didn't they
a
call it
cool
Monkey
name
Zero? Yeah.
for a fucking movie? Monkey
Dustin
Zero.
Hoffman,
Monkey
Rene
Zero.
Russo, Sam Jackson in Monkey Zero.
Monkey
Ben
Zero.
Kingsley is Monkey Zero.
Hey, he played Gandhi. Why not?
That's true.
So that actually leads me to
He played the
a
monkey.
nice follow-up question. Does that mean that if you were to see a movie that was more geared towards, like, for instance, did you see the Matt Damon Contagious or whatever movie?
Contagion.
Contagion?
No.
Or did
was
you
good.
see Cabin Fever?
Yes.
Eli Roth's Cabin Fever. So
I think I
what
saw it
what
with
I'm
you.
asking is,
think I saw it with
does
you.
that track is in that, since that was your first exposure, does it track that freaked you out continuing on as you saw other movies like it? Because that was a virus movie, Cabin Fever.
It was. Did Cabin Fever freak me out?
Yeah,
It did.
Or,
Well,
or do you find yourself more freaked out by virusy type stuff like Cabin Fever as a result of seeing Outbreak first, or is it just like that's just one of many?
Cabin Fever freaks me out because we saw it in 2002, and we still haven't made it, and it's 2016, and we're hanging out and talking about, yeah. So
Boy, oh
it's scary.
boy, do you know how to focus on the good stuff.
No, Cabin Fever. Yeah,
I'm gonna put in the Debbie Downer string thing.
Cabin Fever wasn't scary. I just thought it was.
Just gross.
I just liked it. I was engaged with the story. I haven't seen it since, so I don't know.
Did you marry it?
I might have. I
Annulled.
I haven't seen. Well, I haven't seen Hostel. I haven't seen any of the
torture porn.
None of
kinda
them.
things?
I haven't seen
Okay.
Saw. I haven't seen Hostel.
Green Inferno.
Yes.
You did see.
Wait,
Green
no.
Inferno.
Green Room. Sorry.
Oh, Green Room. Okay.
Green Room. Yeah, I didn't see.
There were
Green
two
Inferno.
Green movies. Then you let me tell you.
What
Can I
about
just
the Green
tell
Mile?
you?
Did I pick
You
the
saw
wrong
the
one?
better one.
Oh
You
yeah.
saw the better of the
it's
Green movie.
It's
The
good.
Green Lantern.
Was Green Inferno not that great?
Green Inferno was not that great.
Green
it
Hornet.
was
The guy's got talent. I saw. I mean, I really like.
absolutely has talent, but
It seems
knock,
like his
knock,
talent is-
knock knock is not a good
Fried green
representation of
tomatoes.
it. All right, come on, that's enough.
Well, here's the thing that I liked about Cabin Fever was the guy. It's not like he writes great characters, but he does get.
No, in fact, that's what he does the least.
But what was interesting about Cabin Fever was I didn't necessarily. I didn't. The order that they died tripped me up. I wasn't expecting it to go in that order,
Sure.
and there were surprises. And I don't think it's a. I mean, I haven't seen it in forever, but it's not like a great movie or anything. But I remember thinking, all right, this is, I'm engaged.
I gotta say, it is the first time that I ever was exposed to the old trope where boy meets girl, boy gets girl alone, boy attempts to finger girl, boy fingers
Blasts through
hole
her
in
thigh.
her leg instead. And
He's
that's
an
gonna
outside.
stick with
He's an
me.
outside the box thinker.
That's going to stick with me
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah.
Inexperience.
Credit to the Bear Jew for that.
Yeah.
So
Joe was going to be the Bear Jew.
who?
Adam Sandler. I'm serious.
Oh my
I'm
God.
completely serious. He
It
was
is
cast in the
so
role and he
good
walked
that they
away.
did
Yeah.
not do that. That would have been the most.
The Bear
like,
Jew. I know how
pull
you
you-
doing. Yeah. I'm the Bear Jew.
Hibbity doo! I'm gonna hit you.
That's the difference between 8 Oscar nominations and 0.
And I still hated that movie. It probably would have made it even worse for me.
You hated Inglourious Basterds?
I just did not like it at all.
I don't love it. I think it's totally fun. I've seen it a bunch of times.
I've only seen it once, and I'm actually a huge fan of, obviously, the filmmaker, but not the film.
Have you?
in
What
this
was the
case.
last Tarantino movie you liked?
I did not like the most recent one, The Hateful Eight. Did not like it. It was a goddamn Kevin Smith movie in Quentin Tarantino form because everyone talked each other to death for fucking 2 hours, and it was boring. It wasn't even the best example of Tarantino dialogue. So the last Tarantino movie that I say I liked, I might go so far as to go with Kill Bill 1.
Kill Bill 1 is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It still is.
It's fantastic.
I like Hateful Eight okay. I was at a DGA screening and he was there, and that was one of the first screenings of the movie, and
That's going to taint your
well,
opinion just a little bit.
So totally. I mean, when you're there, there's like an energy in the room and you get carried along.
I'm sure there were standing ovation at the end. I'm sure when he
but-
took the stage, someone dropped to their knes and was blowing him in front of everyone.
Yeah, but there was also a lot of people that called him out on a lot of the recurring, like, we'll say racial things in his movies. And
No, I don't know what you mean.
yeah,
I can quite
What
hear you.
specifically are you referring to?
I'm not gonna say. No, I mean, he uses the N-word a lot, and people asked
what
him
word?
the N-word. He uses the N-word a lot in his movies. I think you do.
Forgive me. I'm part of the new generation where we don't delineate weird things. I don't know what you're. No,
Did you say you're part of the new
Oh,
generation?
goddamn right I did.
All right, cool.
He's Pepsi Cola.
He was just standing up there. The story isn't interesting. I like The Hateful Eight. I liked it okay. I actually didn't really like Django.
I thought Django was good at parts. I really loved the man that plays the same thing in every movie now.
Christoph Waltz.
Yes, sir.
He was great. He was delightful.
fantastic. But yeah, no, I think I think we're veering off track just a tiny bit.
Well, those are very gory movies.
I mean, massively.
Who
I think
dat?
that's true.
Who dat?
That's possibly true.
Who dat? Where's my phone?
I'm trying to stay professional
Where's my phone?
and in character right here.
Take pill?
It says take pill.
I'm an old man.
And then hit snooze.
I'm an old man.
It's time for Drew to take a pill and snooze. He's part of the new generation.
Fuck you. That is getting chopped, motherfucker.
Very old man. He's a very old man with pills that he needs to take.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to just broach on the subject of horror franchises.
Let's broach on the subject.
Okay. Since we are a horror show, we're going to talk a little bit about horror about.
Well, wait.
I was going to say.
What was his first exposure to a horror franchise?
Yeah,
let's go there.
Okay.
And then,
Was
where,
it Freddy? Was it Jason? Was it Michael Myers?
And where were you most liking the films, if you like them at all?
Well,
Like which
I think I started paying attention to them in like the Scream era, where
Okay.
it's Kevin Williamson, and so
Right.
That's a good time.
It was
That's
good
when I
time.
kinda-
The
that's what I
scares
did.
are diminished, and it's all about.
The scares are diminished. Oh,
I think
it's
so.
all
Yeah,
about
it's all about
the
audience engagement. It's all about the
storytelling
audience's
Tension.
relationship with
Yeah.
horror
and the
movies.
characters.
Yeah, and Scream is great. You know,
Yeah.
but also what was
Love
Faculty, which
The
I enjoyed.
Faculty.
I thought it was really good. I haven't
Love
seen
it.
it since.
That was Robert Rodriguez, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin Williamson.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Robert Rodriguez.
What a pairing for a freaking horror
Yeah, that's
movie.
an
Well, they did a lot of
that's
movies
an
together.
underrated. No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Rodriguez and Kevin Williamson.
Yeah, didn't Williamson also do? All right, come back to me.
No, yeah, I think
Grindhouse? No, that's Kevin
Back to-
Smith,
No. Kevin Williamson did disturbing behavior,
which I still haven't seen.
which is surprisingly, can I just say surprisingly, has a huge cult following. That's like disturbing behavior is fucking awesome,
It is.
and I'm
It's
like,
There's like a
really?
5-year period where horror movies merged.
Wasn't
with
that
the
Katie
CW.
Holmes? Like,
Yep.
really, a Katie Holmes movie has that much of a following? It's crazy. Shout out to Katie Holmes. I love you, babe. If you ever
Keep
want,
doing it, yeah.
If you ever want
Sequel.
someone that, never mind. We're not gonna go there. I adore Tom Cruise. He's actually
He's a good guy.
he's
got
one
good
of the
ideas.
few guys that I'll see pretty much anything that he's in, unless it's a drama or a comedy.
He, I haven't seen. I feel
Tropic
bad. I
Thunder,
haven't
he was
s-
amazing in.
That
I
is
think he
very
should
true.
do
That
more
is very
comedy.
true. Okay,
honestly.
so dramas.
I haven't seen. I feel bad. I haven't seen Jack Reacher. I don't feel bad about that. But,
Jack Reacher?
Jack Reacher. But he works his ass.
Wait. Did you not see the first one or the second one?
off. Either one. But I
Wait. You're telling me that
I
you didn't
somehow
set
didn't
aside
see
time
Jack
to
Reacher.
go see
No.
Tom Cruise be a badass action star?
In his 50s, almost 60.
I
You
did
couldn't
not.
tell. You couldn't tell. You ask me, I'd say
This
Tom
guy's
Cruise
been making
was,
movies since before
I'd say
1995.
class of 95. Class of 95.
Yeah.
At the latest.
Who's that character? I'm gonna say
Okay,
he's a
so
winner.
the Scream
Hang on to him.
franchise- So
Completely
you like
out
this-
of touch guy that thinks
Yeah.
he knows everything.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
You should trademark
It's
that.
good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure I'm the first to come up with
You
something
should do
like
that on Sinnel. I think that's what they're calling it, right? Sinnel.
I think that's
open.
what the kids call it. No, I think
Sinnel?
it's hashtag Sinnel.
Hashtag. That's right. It's hashtag Sinnel.
Never forget the hashtag. God
no,
help
what
you
I-
if you forget the hashtag.
What I like about Tom Cruise is the last Mission Impossible movie. It was like While every other movie is like everything is CGI, it's just like we're gonna put him on a plane and like take off. It's actually him. And the one before that, it's like, we're gonna do all this. He's gonna hang from the world's tallest building. So the next
he also
one is
held his breath for over 6 minutes.
Yeah. So whatever the next movie is, it's like he will drift in space. That is our promise.
Without an air tank.
For a period of 5 minutes, he will not be attached to anything. There will be no rescue line. We swear we won't erase it. He will drift in space.
Do you think?
And
do you
he
think
will
it's
be so
seen in the
pumped
movie?
to do it.
Yeah.
It'll be like, get me out there. I want it. I want to do it.
Do you think at this point the filmmakers are behind the scenes going, okay, like they have the cruise meeting where they're like, okay, what are we gonna suggest? And this is the typical way we're gonna do it, right? We're gonna go up and we're gonna be like, Tom, yeah, thank you.
Wait.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I have a pitch for you, Tom. Here's what we're gonna do.
No, what? No, I was gonna do.
Okay.
You be Tom.
Okay.
You be Tom. Okay.
What a shit show.
All right, go ahead, pitch me.
Okay, Tom. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay.
I already love it.
Now I don't. No, listen. Now this is we don't. I frankly, Tom, I drew the short straw coming to you because I don't even think we should even ask you to do this because it's outside. And I know that your comfort zone is like essentially the ozone layer of the earth because that is how wide your comfort zone stretches. But frankly, Tom, we're going outside the ozone. Right?
You're saying we're going out of this world?
That you know what? God, this is why. You
Well,
get Tom
I was going to tell you
Cruise.
there are
this
no
is
short
why you
straws.
get not a Tom Cruise, you get the Tom Cruise on your movie, and that's because we're going to space, Tom. Tom, we're going to space.
I love it.
Coming this summer, 2017, MI6 out of this world. Tom Cruise gonna drift in space.
And you know
Right.
the bomb thing would be like the string would like and it would blow up the planet Earth.
Yeah.
All right,
Tom,
now
we got
do the
this.
next
We
one.
got this great
I
idea,
got-
Tom. For
Okay.
this next movie.
All right.
Shoot you with a gun.
Okay,
We're gonna kill you
shoot you
on
with a gun,
film.
yeah.
Tom.
right. And I'm going to do like lots of training, and my muscles are going to be strong
Nope.
enough to.
Randomly shoot you with a gun.
No, I'm going to have like psychic powers, right? And I'm going to be able to deflect
Nope,
it.
shoot you with a gun. Camera's always on you. Next year of
Where
your life.
are you going to
with
shoot
a
me in
gun.
the face? Because if you shoot me in the face, I don't think I can do it.
Do you? I mean, we could prepare you, but I feel like that's going to take some of the surprise out of.
Can I catch the
Can I-
bullet?
Well,
Can I-
I'm pitching MI7 here. It's
Okay.
just MI7 shooting him with a gun.
Shooting him with a gun.
Yeah. Shoot him with a gun.
MI7.
Shoot you
Okay.
with a gun.
Can he fucking survive a gunshot?
Okay, I got MI8. Are you ready? MI8. Here we go. Here's the pitch. See, Tom. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take.
We're gonna see if you can come back to life after a gunshot
Yeah.
because
We're gonna bring
because
you back
that's
from
where
the
we're
dead.
gonna be
We're gonna
at
kill you, yeah.
after MI7.
Here's the crazy thing:
MI8
if they actually did that,
MI8
like we're just gonna shoot him with a
zombies.
gun, he'd somehow dodge it. Like,
MI8 brains.
He'd be like, I know it's never happened before, but the bullet separated into 8 even pieces and fanned out as though I had some sort of immortal force shield in front of me.
he's,
I don't
he's
know
just
how.
Neo. He actually has bullet time where he can just. That's just. He
I
just
wish.
Dodges.
Oh God, I wish I was quick enough to think of the Scientology guy. Just to throw in a quick hail,
Elron.
hail,
Hubbard?
Elron.
Elron Hubbard.
Hail Elron.
Yeah.
Thank
He
you.
can
for,
he can
thank you.
summon the power of Elron to just shatter bullets. Yeah. He is the one.
Okay, so
He's
okay,
the
we're
one.
getting way off track again. Okay, how did we even get to this, Josh? We need to talk about your horror history. So
Oh, that's right.
Scream.
First Scream. Okay, so Scream was the first series.
I never
Did you
saw it.
ever? Did you?
I was making that up. I've never seen it.
Did
No,
you?
it's good.
Okay, Faculty you liked. Did you ever watch any of the classic, like the Freddys or the Jasons or the Michael
Exorcist.
Myers or
Not-
the Exorcist?
No, but I liked
Rosemary's Baby.
Well, yeah, but that's
no,
not scary.
Well, but that's considered horror. Like,
I love
let's-
Rosemary's Baby,
Let's hit
The
all the
Exorcist.
Criterion horror movies because I'm sure you've seen those.
Oh yeah, I've seen them all.
Yeah.
Oh, they're phenomenal. You have to listen to the director's commentary. It's fantastic. There's this French critic that dissects the shot patterns of Rosemary's Baby. No, yeah, Rosemary's Baby is great. The Exorcist, I never found that scary. The scariest thing in it is the operation that she gets, where they're like they're doing like a spinal tap on her. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
That
when
was,
I
I
saw,
think, in part 2.
no, it's the first one.
Did they take her out of the house?
It's when she's just starting to get
Oh, right.
the vapors or whatever it is.
The vapors.
But whenever I think I saw when I saw Halloween, I recognized the craftsmanship in it. It's clearly great.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't scared.
Fair enough.
And Friday the 13th, I never understood the appeal of that series. Nightmare on Elm Street is pretty cool. I'm not scared by it, but
So
as a writer, I like
a story guy more so. Like the setup, if the setup in the world that has been set up by the writers is intriguing to you, i.e., Nightmare on Elm Street, you can die in your dreams by this guy, and you'll die for real life. So if there's a cool idea behind it, maybe you're more apt to warm up to it.
Well, I like seeing creativity. And that's a series that just lends itself to creativity pretty strongly. Recently there have been a lot of horror movies I've liked. I haven't seen The Witch. It Follows and The Babadook, and I like those movies a lot. It's been told to me that those are sort of horror movies for people who don't really like horror movies. Like people who don't necessarily like horror movies will still say, "Oh, It Follows is such a great,"
I could see that. And more specifically with the Babadook, I could see that being more pleasing to like
an art house
film
crowd
lover. Yeah.
Which I love them both. I think they're great.
If that's the case, you need to watch a movie called The Black Coat's Daughter. It is. I think it actually got delayed until next year again. We saw it at it's our number one watched video on our channel at like 27,000 views or something like that. But it is a movie that still has not come out. We saw it at the Phoenix Film Festival back in
Does that
May.
director have a follow-up movie that's coming out?
That director did
Most
something, but I think he might. Yeah,
There's my buddy's a.
But it's a tremendous movie. It's got a feel of The Witch. But I think it was a much more sort of satisfying end. Well, actually, The Witch had a really satisfying ending for a really boring movie.
Still haven't
Black
seen
Coat's Daughter was an
it.
interesting movie with a really good ending as well. So check that out. That's going to be up your alley too.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you'd actually really like Don't Breathe.
I've been told it's great.
I think you'd really like that. I don't think you'd be necessarily a Lights Out kind of person. I think you'd laugh at a lot of Lights Out.
I might.
But I think Don't Breathe. I think you'd really dig.
I'm gonna get those movies confused. I know that they're both.
Lights Out is about
are,
a chick that can only travel in the
Lights
darkness.
Out and Don't Breathe. It's 2 words.
Don't Breathe is about the blind man that a bunch of people intrude on his house and
when the lights are out. I don't know.
No, he's blind, but he's ex-military and he fucking is trying to kill them. He locks them all in to try and take them out.
Wasn't that a huge hit?
Yeah.
It's cool that no matter what happens in whatever like blockbuster trends, there's always there's always like 1 or 2 horror movies where it's like
this year has been the most successful year in horror ever because you had Lights Out. Green Room is technically this year as well. Green Room, Lights Out, The Conjuring 2, which was even bigger than The Conjuring 1, I think.
Really?
And Don't Breathe, which was massive. And then there have been a couple in October that were really good too. They just came out with Ouija 2, which was still in the top 5 in its second week. That's huge.
That doesn't always happen.
No, not at all. Especially not still hanging on in November.
I saw Green Room, and
Green Room was fucking great.
I liked it a lot. I'm not 100% on the plot. I remember
there's not much to it.
Well, but the reason for while I was watching it, I had a difficult time sort of tracking why is this happening? But I didn't care in any way, shape, or form. How was she involved with that guy? The way that they delivered the information, I was just sort of unclear on it. But I don't really care because
Patrick Stewart as the leader of a white supremacist group is pretty intense.
And he's almost doing nothing different from what he normally does.
The White Directive.
It's the White Directive.
The White Directive.
Oh my god, he just lends credibility to any role.
I think one of my favorite things about The Green Room, and this is something I also loved in It Follows, and I think I like this. This might be my favorite thing in horror movies. Before the horror movie starts, it's just kind of content to convey life, like young life. Like they're on the road, they're in this van, they're drinking, there's a shot of them they're putting on a record to listen to, and you hear it for a second, and then you just cut to the next morning, and they're asleep. like scenes like that, they're just nice and there's a lot of personality. And I think if you're a horror filmmaker, you get licensed to do that. Whereas if you're another kind of filmmaker, you're making any other kind of movie, it's like, all right, but where's this going? Like, how does this tie into the larger plot? You get less leeway to do that. So I really like some of my favorite scenes in It Follows are just when you see their lives. Like, it's, if that movie was not a horror movie and they found another like plot for it, I think it would have been pretty. I think the director's first movie was The Myth of the American Sleepover. I could be wrong. I think, isn't it? Am I wrong about that?
I don't know. I haven't heard of that one. No, one movie that I was going to tell you should see from this year that I hated, but I think you'd really like.
But you're stupid enough to like it.
No. I think you just have a completely different taste from me. And do you know the director Nicholas Refn?
Oh yeah.
He did one called The Neon Demon.
I haven't seen that.
I think you'd really like that one.
So I was dating a girl who,
to me, it's the very definition of style over substance. But
that's what I've heard. So I was dating this girl who saw it, and then the next day, she was like, "I have to tell you about this movie," and I was like, "All right." And then she, scene for scene,
oh Jesus,
took me through the movie and why she hated it. And it was a 10-minute conversation, and I was so fucking there. I actually don't like Refn. I'm a hater. I'm not really a fan.
I've never seen any of his movies.
Have you seen Drive?
I haven't. No.
Really?
It was all in the car with Ryan Gosling?
No.
Or Tom Hardy?
No, that's I don't know that movie. I know the movie you're talking about. That's something else. I'm not remembering the name.
Drive?
Drive is Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. I said Ryan Gosling.
He drives.
He's the getaway driver.
He's the getaway. Yeah, exactly. He's the getaway driver.
I did see that. Yeah, no, it didn't stick with me though.
People love the shit out of it in a way, like it's like a better Boondock Saints. Like, if you like...
I clearly disagree because I love Boondock Saints.
Really?
1 and 2.
I do not like that movie.
Movies.
It's... People... I have so many friends who like Drive, and like I got one friend that like bought the jacket and like was wearing the Scorpion jacket around. And it's like, what are you doing? But like there's a clear style in that movie, but it all builds towards a fight between like Ryan Gosling and Albert Brooks. And it's like, who the fuck's going to win that? Like...
Wow, really?
How is that suspenseful?
Ugh.
Like, so
not at all.
It's not. So it's like a failure of screenwriting. But man, he's good. Like he can shoot a sequence, and like he knows what to do with sound and just how to move the camera. But when I saw that movie, I just remember thinking this guy's going to be a problem because all of his movies are going to be so much style over substance. Mm-hmm. And he's talented. He's really talented. But the reason why Drive worked was he had to stick to a plot. And now that doesn't seem to be the case.
No.
It's
Neon
like,
Demon
go
was
nuts
just
and do whatever.
Giant mess. But I did want to ask you, so were there any other movies that stuck out to you in the horror genre over your time besides Scream?
I think so.
Because I have in that era, I have a broader overall question
Final Destination.
Horror, but okay.
Because and that's another example of creativity because it's like, all right, how are they going to die? Like, how are we going to do this? Mm-hmm. And the device that they use is great because you don't need to spend any time explaining it. They should have gotten on the plane. They didn't. Now they're going to get killed one by one. So like they're being punished for a reason that we can totally sympathize with. By the same token, the more, like, so many of them are assholes that we don't care that they die. So they can die in incredible ways. I thought the first one was really good. The second one isn't good, but, man, that highway sequence is...
crazy.
It's very creative. And that's...
The fifth one, quite frankly, is awesome.
I think I saw that with you, actually.
It was the one that ended up being the prequel.
Okay.
That ended with them getting on the plane from the first movie that blows up.
It just blows up? Yeah.
That's how the movie ends.
We saw that. Is that the... does that have the tanning beds?
I can't remember at this point.
It just all...
They all blur together.
Yeah.
They all blur together.
Tanning beds. I do remember that death.
Yeah, that's... And that... Okay, so I like that aspect of the horror movies because it's like, how do you... like? How are they going to do something that we can understand? I also like I actually don't know if I got through the movie, but the first 10 minutes of Ghost Ship,
Oh, I love that.
It's pretty solid.
That was
The
I
first 10
actually
minutes,
used that
yeah.
as the best
You can
mass
turn it
death
off.
scene
Yeah.
of any horror movie. The best
There's
mass death.
another
If there's
similar one in
ever
some
if there's
Japanese film.
if there's ever a cause
bus.
to release a 10-minute movie, it's Ghost Ship. It's like, here you go. We
Yep.
shot a whole movie. You don't need to see it. Check it out. And people are like, that's a good call. I'm going to do something else with my day.
Yep.
There's some Japanese movie where it's the same principle. There's a wire that goes across the road, and it's through a bus, and a girl happens to be picking something up off the ground, and she stands up and complete convertible.
Hate that death. I don't like that. Oh, but you mentioned Japanese horror. There's this movie I saw called Pulse.
Yeah.
Not the Japanese one. And I didn't totally love it. I liked it a lot, but there's really no other way to this backwards walking girl. Like she sort of like does this weird like movement thing and the guy's scared shitless. And there's something about like seeing people move in unnatural like alien manner. It just makes you feel like you don't belong here.
Right.
That's scarier than anything else I can see in a movie. When somebody like
That's why The Ring and The Grudge did so well.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what happened. And actually,
They're both solid.
We just watched Sadako versus Kayako, which they put out in Japan, which was The Ring versus The Grudge.
Oh,
they
really?
did a Freddy versus Jason, but of those two characters.
I saw Freddy versus Jason.
I love that movie. We'll get to that too. But the way this one ended, because Freddy vs. Jason ended with Jason, walking out with Freddy's head, but then Freddy winking at the camera. So it's like, who won? We don't know. But this one was really cool because the two curses, like, end up charging each other in order to capture a girl that jumps out of the way at the last minute, and they smash into each other. And they basically
merge
okay. And become like the Ring Grudge girls. So now, if you watch the video, you'll still get
music
killed.
Play underneath it.
No,
yeah,
no. But now, if you watch the Ring video, the girl,
thank you, Dave.
The girl from the Grudge like creeps out and like she like moves all messed up and like it's just crazy. But yeah, that unnatural movement stuff is always super effective.
My favorite part of Freddy vs. Jason, and there's not a lot I remember, and I think that's okay.
Was the bong smoking?
Yeah,
worm?
but I liked him, but I liked after they survive a Jason attack.
Mm-hmm.
He says this line I'll never forget. He just says, "Man, that hockey player was pissed at something," or that goalie was pissed at something. I really like that line so much. It's so funny.
I can see that being the only thing that pleased you about the movie.
Yeah, it's fine. I was entertained enough. Yeah, that line was delightful.
So let me ask then. Let's get a little bit more personal about it rather than just talking about the movies. What is it about horror that doesn't jive with you? Why don't you seek them out? What's the disconnect there? Because to me, I don't really seek out dramas or I never watch comedies unless it's with a friend over here. And I know that you seek those out a lot more than anything else.
Romantic comedies I seek out more than any other.
Yeah, genre. So what is it about the horror genre that just sort of turns you away?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
I'm putting you on the goddamn spot.
It's probably kind of like mine a little bit, where we're behind the scenes a lot. So when we watch a horror movie, it's a little bit harder for me to engage because I know that I'm overanalyzing the scene or whatever. But there are moments in horror films that I get caught up.
Triangle is amazing. I thought you liked Triangle a lot, right?
I'm gonna go with Dave's answer.
Okay.
Really? No, I'm not. Although that's a good point. There's something about the genre that, even though we're clearly in a renaissance for horror movies with Conjuring and Ouija and all those other ones, I think some of it is honestly due to the fact that I'm really just not making time to watch movies in general. I'm seeing fewer and fewer movies every year, and I'm making more of an effort to see movies in theaters that I think will be good. For example, I didn't see Star Trek Beyond this summer.
I didn't either.
I hear it's totally good.
I didn't either.
But nobody told me it was really good, so I was like, well, I don't need to spend that money. I'll rent it. There were a few other movies like that, and with horror, although I did see The Green Room, and I wanted to see The Witch. I only want to see movies that I think I'm really gonna like, and with horror movies, I just don't think I'm really going to like them. And I think part of it is I can just see the mechanics of them. I can see the gears turning a little too much.
Yeah.
But again, we are in an era of. Although I saw It Follows, in theaters. Sorry about that.
That's good.
I think, I don't know. I just expect to be taken on half of a ride. Like, there's going to be some real inspiration. There's going to be something really entertaining, but I'm also going to see, just kind of a franchise emptiness or something. And that's not fair. But if I'm not going to go spend money to see Star Trek Beyond, I'm probably not going to spend money to see The Conjuring because I was never that into it to begin with. So.
Well, that's totally a fair decision, obviously, yeah. But I just wasn't sure if there was
it's unfair prejudice,
something in
completely.
specific about horror movies that you just turned away from.
Here's
so you're saying the predictability of it because you can sort of see, how the mix is made,
Well, here's a question: why do you go to see them?
I think I've gotten to it. Yeah, I still jump all the time, and quite frankly, what I've said before, and I'll always say it, is I've always thought that the reason that people go to movies are to feel something, and I think that comedies and horror are the absolutely the best at making the audience feel something, whether it be laughter or, in horror case, fright or disgust or fear. They elicit the most reaction from people because, especially horror, they're put in situations that they never normally have to face. And, whatever roller coaster ride the filmmaker has set up and whatever laugh breaks they've set up and whatever scares they've set up or whatever tension building they've set up, the audience gets to experience stuff that they never get to experience in normal lives. They can laugh at things in normal life. They experience drama in normal life. But there's very few people that get to experience the idea of someone chasing them for their lives or this or that happening for their lives. It's more of what movies are meant to do than most other forms of movies, in my opinion.
I'll definitely agree with you. I think horror movie fandom is purer than any other fandom that exists. Completely.
They immerse themselves in the thing more
everything and
than
anything.
Anyone else.
And they even for lack of a better phrase, even the shittiest horror movies, and some of them are truly shitty.
Oh, sure.
You can come away and say, well, but this part was cool. So in a way, I think horror movie fans are the most optimistic. I agree with you. We go to the movies to feel something. I would go even farther. I will say that I think we go to the movies to fall in love. And when you go to see a horror movie, you're there. There's something immediate about what you're seeing. So I think it does apply, in some way, shape, or form.
Sure.
That's why I go to the movies. And what I want escapism for me is when I'm not thinking about the film. That doesn't happen often. In horror movies, I'm thinking about it. Like, when I go to see... And I'm not even, very few blockbusters. Some people can go to, a Transformers movie and just say, I just want to turn my brain off. I can't do that. But when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, my brain was off throughout the whole movie. Mm-hmm. I wasn't thinking at all.
Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, totally. I mean, if I don't even consider that a horror movie...
It 100% is, though.
We can. It's a satire.
But it's still 100% in the horror genre.
Then it's my favorite horror movie ever.
That's fine.
Completely.
That's fine. It deconstructs the genre, and makes fun of itself.
It's kind of what Scream did.
It breaks itself down and builds it back up.
Even more.
One movie.
Definitely.
Even better.
Yeah.
Maybe.
My favorite thing about... Oh, there's so many things I love about that movie. I love that it comes down to him saying, and this is such a Joss Whedon thing, I don't want to save a world that forces me to turn on my friend or something like that. So it's just two friends sitting there and just getting ready for the end of the world. Mm-hmm. And I love it. I've seen it so many times. It's a great film. Mm-hmm. That's the only if that is a horror movie, and I guess it is, I view it so much more as a satire, and also I just look at Joss Whedon as his own.
A horror.
Like, I wouldn't consider Buffy a horror series.
But satire it can be a part of the horror genre. I mean, look at Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Did you ever watch that one?
I didn't.
Oh my god, that one's
Talk
amazing.
about your
Remiss.
romantic comedies.
I'm remiss.
It
It's
is.
a great
And
romantic comedy. Yeah.
It's
I know
one of
nothing
the
about
one
it.
of the
Rolo.
classic cinematic bromances. It
Okay.
is really, really good, and it's hilarious. It's a breakdown
Shaun
of
of
the
the
horror
Dead.
genre.
Can we consider?
I think it's better than Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
It's what
Can we
Harold
consider-
and Kumar was, Cheech and Chong were to weed films, as Dale and Tucker are to
Horror movies,
horror
sure.
comedy.
Yeah,
Okay.
and plus it is. Oh god, I'm gonna blank on his name.
Turk.
No,
Alan Turkel?
no, it is.
Is that a person, Alan Tudyk? Alan Tudyk.
It's Alan Tudyk.
Alan
He's
Tudyk.
one, and then Tyler Labine is the other one from Reaper, and he's been on Deadbeat for the last 4 seasons of Hulu, and
Deadbeat has been on for four seasons.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't think about it. Don't think about
Hulu
it.
has to put something out.
No, that's not what I meant. I just can't. I remember seeing the billboards up and being like, oh, okay, cool. That's it. It looks fun. I'm not slamming on. I haven't seen it.
I
I'm sure
love
it's great.
Tyler Labine.
I'm sure
I
it's
think
great.
he's hilarious.
I do too.
I just can't believe it's
he
been on for
was
4 years.
yeah, he was hilarious in Reaper. He was great in the very short-lived Mad Love series, I think, on TV. It was like a half season with Jason Biggs and Sarah Chalk and Tyler Labine and the
that?
redhead that's been on a number of. She's been on a number.
One was a new couple and one was a little bit older couple.
Can we
Right.
take a moment to appreciate Sarah Chalk?
So she's great.
For
She's hilarious on Rick
everything-
and Morty. For sure.
She's incredible on Rick and Morty.
oh my god,
and
she's so funny.
she's
Her
incredibly
and
funny.
Chris Parnell are amazing on Rick and Morty, let alone Justin Roiland.
Everybody's great.
I mean-
I love. Those are two characters that could be so like he's the boring father, you
Yeah.
know, and she's the stressed mom. But it's
Yeah.
like no, their marriage was a mistake. It was a terrible, horrible mistake that they both went into, and their lives are worse because they're together.
Yeah.
And they dramatize. Yeah, they're great.
Well, you think so? Have you seen every episode of Rick and Morty?
Every single one. Yeah.
my
No, I know
God, so
the
good.
zombie verse where it brings them closer together. No, I love that. It's awesome.
Yeah, no. So okay, so
She
yeah,
cheats on him with a Meeseeks almost.
almost.
Yeah.
But oh man, you need to see another shirt I have. That's a really good one. Anyway, so I think that's probably a good. Oh yeah, I think that's probably going to cover our horror history with Josh here.
Okay.
So thanks very much for joining us, Josh. I hope to have you on the podcast a lot more often. I'm hoping if I can re-energize myself a little bit that we're going to be able to get one more episode out of Josh, although it won't be strictly horror. I think we'll diverge a little bit if we do. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us, Josh.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Excellent. Well, until next time, you guys, thank you very much. I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm Producer Dave.
And I'm Josh Staman.
And as always, remember,
Stay scared. Did I do it right?
Yeah, you did it.
1995.
Good job.
Something like that.
First try.
21 years ago. 21 fucking years ago.